there. So this choice lock is actually probably
If
going
you
to
hit
benefit in the end.
subscribe, if you hit subscribe now, we may be able to afford to PP up some of these moves.
For just 1 subscribe a day, you too can remind
Don't
me
say it.
to. What's the ASPCA but for like Pokemon?
I think the word you're looking is get your PP up.
You gotta get your PP up. Oh right, Pokemon. Golden going for the Terastallization into the Terra Water.
Now we'll get to see maybe they'll pull out the weather. We'll see an actual weather war in round 2.
Yeah, I hope so. I think that Tyranitar is a pretty solid pick just into the Frost generally.
Ice types, yeah, the more rock slides, the better. They can't all terastallize. At least I don't think they can.
Well, also just having, I believe the Tyranitar is packing knockoff, so his ability to support, his ability to hit with the Rock Slide, getting the flinch. Not sure that his Terraflying Terra Blast is going to be particularly useful, but it could work against Amoonguss.
I'm not sure if bringing. I don't think Garchomp. I don't think this is the team to bring Garchomp up against. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe. Actually, you know what? I misspoke. I think Garchomp could do some work here. Supported by these ice types. Supported by his greatest enemies.
Yeah, it's Ice Garchomp. I think that the Stomping Tantrum can be extremely helpful against a large portion of the King's. Dragon Claw is not going to do too much, but the Rock Slide, for example, into Talonflame, that's solid. Even catching some flinches now and then. But if you can get Garchomp in under Aurora Veil, that'd be pretty terrifying.
That would be one tanky boy.
That would be one tanky boy. I concur. Going into game 2, who are we leading off with? Talonflame Sneasler against Arcanine Garchomp.
Okay. No weather out yet, interestingly. But I'm willing to bet there's going to be a tailwind pretty soon.
A little bit of weather chicken, I bet here. Just sort of, I don't want to send out mine first so that you can override it. Arcanine getting off that Intimidate, Talonflame's Brave Bird, and just Sneasler in general, a little bit weaker. However, that Sneasler can close combat that Arcanine to the moon. Just absolute, it's gone.
Yeah, it sure will. Tailwind goes up as suspected.
Alright, Kings are going to be moving fast this battle, and Sneasler going for that close combat. No extreme speed.
Yeah, I would have guessed an extreme speed there, but Arcanine goes down. That is a one-hit KO. He's not getting back up. Here comes the Rock Slide.
And 1 KO.
Talonflame has done its job.
1 KO for 1 KO. Both fire types are eliminated from the game entirely.
Now let's see. Does the weather come out? No, not for the Frost. Okay.
Excadrill coming in from the King side, and Amoonguss coming in on the Frost side. So, I mean that back line for the Kings, it's Tyranitar, right? It has to be Tyranitar. If you
it has to be Tyranitar, and I could see Sneasler being switched out right now for the T-Tar to get the Excadrill the Sand Rush.
Now the question is, do you read that? Do you Stomping Tantrum the Sneasler? No, Sneasler staying in.
Protects. Potentially not wanting to switch into a Spore, but instead it's a Rage Powder.
And the Excadrill firing it off an Earthquake with Sneasler protecting. Just wanting to get some solid damage off. That did a lot of damage to Garchomp, and Garchomp firing back a Stomping Tantrum, bringing Excadrill down to Sash.
And we get a Sand Rush EQ off next round? That is the question. But it would do quite a bit of damage to his or his teammate if he switches in T-Tar there.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely... I think Tyranitar is in the back, but you kind of don't need Tyranitar in this setting. You already have the Tailwind. You don't need quadruple speed from Tailwind Sand Rush. But this Garchomp, its days are numbered.
The Dire Claw into the Amoonguss. No status. Another spread move comes out. Is it enough to take the Amoonguss down?
Amoonguss hanging on with 29 HP, and unfortunately Pollen Puffing into your own Protect. Not the smartest.
That's the funny thing about Pollen Puff. It does not hit through your Protect, even your own Protect. I might have done that as well. That's a tricky one.
That might be one of those, like, hey, does this work the way that I think that it works? If that Pollen Puff had gone into the Excadrill, drawn out what we think is that mystery Tyranitar, then maybe, just maybe.
Who knows?
But no, I mean, you really wanted that Garchomp to, because the Excadrill went for the Rock Slide. Maybe Garchomp didn't need to Protect. Maybe he could have dodged it. Actually, no, wait, didn't the Dire Claw went into the Amoonguss, right? Ninetales coming out.
The Dire Claw went into the Amoonguss, and he just survived. Now we have Snow up. First team to put down some weather.
Excadrill just going for it's the Kings just going for EQ Protect. Gonna knock out this Garchomp. Ninetales taking that incredibly well. Definitely a bulky Ninetales set. Tailwind is expired. Amoonguss coming in, getting that Regenerator health back, but we still don't know that mystery Pokemon in the back of the Kings.
If it's T-Tar, Ninetales is not going to want to put up an Aurora Veil.
But I'm not sure you can take that. Well, looking at that moveset, Aurora Veil, Blizzard, Icy Wind, you could hit with the Icy Wind, maybe get your speed up, but if you click that Blizzard and Tyranitar comes in, that's a 50-50 flip, and I don't know.
I would hit it with the Blizzard and just maybe start putting some things to sleep with Spore. Who knows?
All right, Sneasler coming out. Who is it?
Is it T-Tar? Come on.
There
he is. A last one to put out his weather often wins.
It's like Gen 5 all over again.
Yes. Except this time it's snow instead of... Oh, boy. There's the Rock Slide. Now let's see if and T-Tar dodges the Blizzard.
T-Tar dodges the Blizzard.
Goes down.
I mean, that's
he
solid.
Did his job.
You take out one of the main threats. It's now a 2v2. Sand is up. Amoonguss facing down Sneasler. So you have your poison types and your weather users, but the Sand is going to chip down. That Blizzard is not... It's a gamble, but you have to click it.
Yeah, it's low accuracy, but if it hits, could change everything.
Tyranitar does have access to a spread move in Rock Slide, which is going to be super effective against a non-terrestrialized Ninetales, and Sneasler, on the other end, is it does have the Dire Claw, super effective against the Fairy Ninetales, so forcing out that Terra, gotta be Ghost.
He used Rage Powder instead of Spore. I should point out that this Amoonguss has not used Spore this game. His most powerful move.
Yeah, it's Pollen Puff and Rage Powder so far, which Sneasler going for the coaching. Is this going to be a coaching Rock Slide combo to end the game?
It might just be.
Ninetales, Tyranitar dodging every single Blizzard. And with that, Ninetales dodging the Rock Slide.
This is these weather setters are dodging each other's spread moves here.
Yeah. I mean, it's you love it or hate it. Rock Slide, you get the flinch chance, but it's not 100% accurate. Ninetales, a Ghost Terra Pokemon, can get knocked out by the super effective knockout from Tyranitar. Just hoping against hope. Can we get a freeze? Can we get a crit? doing nothing against Tyranitar. Tyranitar says, hey, Ninetales,
Knock it off.
knock it off.
Okay, down goes Ninetales. That puts us at 1-1. Which weather will win?
All right, I gotta say the Kings,
It's called alliteration. Is what that was called.
is that some sort of literary technique?
Some sort of which weather will win? Yeah, the Kings take the win.
Kings conquer cold conditions. And back into Team Select. I mean, this is going to be the Ninetales versus Tyranitar show, but the question is, do you lead? Do you hold it in the back? I mean, just the existence of Tyranitar means that the Aurora Veil is in question. Did I lose you, Wiz?
You dropped the call. Yeah, I was under the impression that they got you.
It's fine. We're keeping that in the recording. So we're in Team Select. Are you seeing this or?
I'm seeing a black screen right now.
Right. A little bit of technical difficulties. We love this, don't we, folks?
It does happen from time to time. Thought maybe the snow got you. Do I need to leave? Okay, there we go. All right, it is up.
All right, you didn't miss anything, so we're just gonna go back into it.
Oop.
All right, you gotta. It's Tyranitar versus Ninetales, right?
Seems as though the only major difference here is we're sending Ninetales out first, and maybe we're gonna not leave. We'll set up the Aurora Veil and get it the heck out.
Yeah, the problem is you want Tyranitar. You want Tyranitar on the field so that Ninetales can switch in to set up the snow so that you can click Aurora
But the only
Veil.
way to get Tyranitar on the field is to bait him out with Ninetales out there first.
All right, Sneasler, Indeedee, and Ninetales Palafin, which is, I believe these are
Double switch out.
Is this the game one? This is the game one lead, right?
I think it worked game one. It might work this time.
All right, no priority. That Palafin is not sticking around, or is it? Maybe you really make some bold moves here.
Well, you can't use Jet Punch. That much I know.
Yeah, I mean it is really tough to know that chances are Tyranitar is in the back, just waiting. Do you just switch out Ninetales and Palafin at the same time? You reveal your whole roster?
Well, that may be what's happening here as we see the Tyranitar is the first to switch, and Indeedee probably with the Scarf the fastest on the field. So Sand is up now. Palafin returns. All right, the Rock Wars have begun.
Arcanine coming in, getting that Intimidate off, really just wanting to probably lower the output of Sneasler, and this may have been a hedge where you switch out the Palafin, send out the Arcanine for the Intimidate, but still keep Ninetales in.
Is it going to be an Aurora Veil is my question, which would not and the Dire Claw Para. Hate to see it on that Arcanine.
And there is the wasted Aurora Veil. You cannot Aurora Veil in the sand. But
unfortunately, that's the risk you take.
Yeah.
When you Aurora Veil.
There's a chance where that Indeedee could have stayed in and expanding force, or maybe the Sneasler could have gone for the close combat, though that'd be weird because Dire Claw is actually probably the optimal move into that non-Terra Ninetales.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
knowing that there's likely a T-Tar in the back, I would have been very nervous about that Aurora Veil.
yeah, you could have clicked the icy wind, get the speed debuff. That would have been nice. Allow
Yeah.
Palafin to really command the game. And there goes Tyranitar. He says, "Hey, I
Oof.
set the sand and bye." Indeed, coming back in.
And Didi's back. Arcanine leaves despite being one of the few Pokemon, the only Pokemon on the team who won't take chip damage from the sand. However, that Intimidate may come in handy later.
Yeah, I think from that game 2, knowing that close combat, even after a -1, can knock out Arcanine. You can't get the extreme speed off under the psychic terrain, so Arcanine came in, intimidated, and left. Amoonguss, really good matchup into close combat and Dire Claw, so a ton of switching in this battle, but where's the traction? Where's the...
We're going to need some battle-defining moves here, and I suspect that may begin with a Palafin.
Yeah, Palafin coming in, being able to do some heavy damage could really get this battle moving, start knocking things out.
But I would get this Ninetales out of here right away. All Ninetales can do on the field right now, most likely, get himself killed.
Yeah, it's also just a very ice-heavy move set. Blizzard is not... It's a coin flip. Icy Wind, solid, but it's not really going to do too much for you. And
Oof.
that right slot for the Frost has just been the revolving door.
This is several Intimidates off now. Sneasler could be hitting... Wait, yeah, that was a few points of HP loss here. But can this expanding force hit? And it does.
Yeah,
It's
heavy damage into both Pokemon. Luckily for the Frost, that Palafin is wearing that Assault Vest, but that was still a really
Side
good
terrain
damage.
is still up as well. Therefore, we would not want to see a Jet Punch. We're not going to see a Jet Punch or an Extreme Speed. Definitely not going to see that.
Yeah, it's just really tough. Is you want to go for the Extreme Speed, but Psychic Terrain is up. Otherwise, the Paralysis is going to have you moving essentially last, and just Indeedee being on the field, making it really tough for Palafin and Arcanine.
Between the side terrain and the sand, there are multiple field conditions here that are just causing the Circhester Frost a tough time.
All they have done on that right slot all game is intimidate, switch into Amoonguss, Regenerator. I mean, I'm not saying it's not working, but you're not gaining momentum. You're just trying not to lose.
Ooh, and they just survive.
Throw punch going
Chop
in.
Yeah.
Throw punch, throw chop.
This kills the Indeedee. No, he's fine. He'll be fine. Don't worry about him.
All right, the first real knockout of the battle, but the Amoonguss hanging on by 3 HP.
Do we pull him out for the Regenerator?
I mean, just looking at the total HP amount versus the two teams, even though Indeedee is knocked out, they essentially have, what?
They will die to sand.
They will die to sand. Palafin's just too valuable to get rid of. Like, there's only a couple more turns of Psychic Terrain. That Jet Punch really could come in handy later.
I'm not sure who do you sacrifice. Amoonguss with Regenerator will have more health later on if you pull him out. The Palafin has the priority.
Goldengo can just
Side terrain will be done.
Goldengo can just click Make It Rain and really just resolve this problem on the spot. The only high...
But the problem is that there's nothing you would want to switch into a Make It Rain.
No. I mean, maybe you sack the Arcanine here. Maybe this is a double switch.
I think stacking the Arcanine continues to drop the Sneasler, making it more and more useless. But the Dire Claws will hit their status eventually.
Arcanine coming in here. Sneasler is now -3. Arcanine not going to take damage from that sand, but he's going to take a ton of damage from this Make It Rain. He's not going to see the end of this turn, I bet. Unless the Kings are going for a super, super interesting, nasty plot, which, I mean, that could seal the game on the spot.
I'm not sure what that defensive Terror was defending against.
And there is the Golden Go nasty plot. With the
Will Amoonguss use Spore? He does. He uses Spore. Unfortunate. Oh, Sneasler is now -3 and asleep. You do not have to worry about Sneasler at this point.
And just like that, the Sand and the Psychic Terrain vanish. Arcanine survived the turn. It can actually go for the E-Speed into that Sneasler now. But
assuming it passes the para check.
Assuming it passes the para check.
Rage Powder from the Amoonguss.
Do you switch out the Amoonguss because it's the slowest Pokemon to set the snow, hoping that they switch out Sneasler for Tyranitar? So then you can Aurora, but there's nothing to Aurora Veil. It's there. Everybody dies to the direction of Make It Rain.
Yeah, as we said earlier, nobody wants to take that +2 Make It Rain.
Yeah, this is. I mean, our trainer here going.
I would not attack the Sneasler. Sneasler is not a problem right now. Okay. The sand coming out. Yep. And no matter what, the Amoonguss is dying to sand this turn, unless he gets pulled out here.
Arcanine extreme speeding into what was once the Sneasler slot, doing almost no damage to Tyranitar, and
I'm just not sure why against Sneasler was not her.
Say again? Technical difficulties, you gotta love them.
All right. Goldango wipes them out with a Make It Rain. Not sure what this Arcanine's problem was. Why extreme speed the Sneasler, who was literally not bothering anybody?
I mean, just Psychic Terrain was finally down. Arcanine was able to, so excited to do something.
And then it just happened to go straight into the Tyranitar, which resisted.
Yeah, it's a rough play there. I mean,
we have snow up now. The question is, at what cost?
I think if the trainer just had a little bit more time, probably was sweating, but if they switched out the Amoonguss into Ninetales, into the Make It Rain, maybe, just maybe, but I mean, this is a rough go here. I mean, you have one confirmed turn of snow up, right? Tyranitar, this is what the Frost wanted all game. But unfortunately, there's now a +1 Goldango.
They sacrificed their whole team to do it. A wise man once said, hold on, cut that part. Okay, I got it now. A wise man once said, weather war never changes.
Weather war never changes. Goldango going for that protect. Ninetales getting the Aurora Veil. Tyranitar switching out for the sleepy Sneasler, but it has nothing to do with the Sneasler and everything to do with that Tyranitar. He can just switch in, and then it's sand time. And the
sand sure does get everywhere.
It's coarse, it's rough, it's irritating, and the moment sand comes up, the Palafin goes down.
This was there was a lot of switching, and this is what it led to.
Yeah, I mean, the Palafin is supposed to have, between the Aurora Veil and the Assault Vest, the ability to stay on the field and deal damage, especially with that Terra Stellar. But the Kings were able to just position the Tyranitar in such a way that the Veil was never able to get up.
Without the Veil, it was going to be an uphill battle.
All right, Ninetales going for the Icy Wind and Palafin for the Wave Crash. Interesting. This is going to knock out the Sneasler and also knock out the Palafin.
I'm not sure that you wanted T-Tar coming back in at this point.
Yeah, I mean maybe it's make it rain. That would have done less damage if Palafin had survived the turn. I think that was a Hail Mary there at the end to, if Tyranitar was coming into that slot, because the Goldengo wasn't going to switch out, could hope against hope, could Palafin sacrifice its 10 HP for the Tyranitar?
Outspeed, both blizzards hit in the sand, and double freeze. Miracles have happened before.
That's what it's going to take, but how much HP does Ninetales have? How many turns can it survive end of turn sand? Tyranitar has avoided...
Gonna crit.
Tyranitar has avoided 3 blizzards.
And there's the Shadow Ball.
And a Shadow Ball.
Rest in peace.
Going into that Ninetales, that is game, set, match, 2-1 in favor of...
Did that Ninetales Terra Ghost all 3 games?
That Ninetales Terra Ghosted...
I think the first and the third game.
That Ninetales Terra Ghosted all 3 games, yeah.
Well, he Terra Ghosted all 3 games, and he got ghosted all 3 games. That's hard to watch.
It really is. Afraid of really the poison and even the neutral damage of the close combat from Sneasler. Just Sneasler's presence. There's really something interesting about the Kings. All of their Pokemon had presence. Indeedee, with the Psychic Terrain invalidating the priority. Sneasler being on the field, making Ninetales just afraid of the typing, and then Tyranitar's Sand messing with the Snow. As much as the Frost's Arcanine was able to switch in, switch out, and set the Intimidate, it didn't really amount to a lot.
It felt like they were off kilter that entire last game. Just the switches kept on coming.
Yeah, it actually makes you think. Ironically, what if Garchomp, right? What if you What if you left the Snow at home? You let them set the Sand, and you have Garchomp. You have Arcanine. You're not really sweating the Sand all that much.
One of the few times where it really might have worked to bring Garchomp to the battle. But I don't blame them for, thinking that might have been a mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you won game 1 by getting Aurora Veil up with Palafin. It didn't quite happen in game 2. Actually, they didn't bring the Frost did not bring Palafin for game 2, so fall back to that game 1 strategy. And unfortunately, Tyranitar actually didn't do a whole lot. It was just the fact that you didn't have Snow.
Yeah, just it's interesting to see Circhester Frost clearly much more dependent on having Snow up in order to function, whereas the Sand team could afford to keep T-Tar in the back until it was needed to disrupt the Snow.
Yeah, it's just as we spoke before. The 100% Blizzard is it's seductive.
It's a gift and a curse. Rock Slide misses all the ways, but Blizzard only misses when Snow is down.
Yeah. There's a funny thing there is in any other game, the Circhester Frost you can just bring Frostmoth, Covert Cloak Frostmoth, that's the Giga Drain, Bug Buzz, like that's fine, that works, but...
We have Volcarona at home.
my Volcarona's cold. Let's quickly. Who was the MVP out of all three of these games?
Tyranitar, I would say. Was it not brought to the first game?
Tyranitar was not brought to the first game.
Well, in the set 2 and 3, it was clearly Tyranitar, and those are the games that the Safari Zone Kings won.
Yeah, I would say either Tyranitar or Sneasler. Just the presence of Sneasler.
Sneasler was always there. Sneasler was always there. Sometimes he was asleep. Sometimes he was -3 attack, but he was there.
The least useful that Sneasler was either dire clawing into Amoonguss or falling asleep, and even then he was dire clawing into the slot that was Arcanine, so that paralyzed Arcanine, and then when he was asleep, when he switched out, it was for Tyranitar. So like every move Sneasler made was useful. Some moves were more useful than others.
It got a number of paras off, which definitely helped.
Yeah, it paralyzed Ninetales in the second game, and close combat, the Arcanine, frame 1 in the second game, just completely invalidating any kind of Intimidate. There's probably hope from the Frost player that, okay, maybe if I can get Arcanine in on Tyranitar and Excadrill, right, like debuff them, then get Ninetales in and set up Aurora Veil, but never materialized.
No, it did not. Yeah, well, that's one for the books. I guess we now know what wins when it comes to sand versus snow.
Yeah,
despite the blizzard outside, it was the sand.
Yes, it is currently the actual temperature that I am reporting in from is 5
and
degrees.
As I said below, 5 degrees is still warmer than the way women treat me.
What's the next match we have next week? The next match is going to be the Scarlet Conference match. Another weather war here. We have the Kanto Suns playing against the Blueberry Hurricanes. Suns are coming off of a fresh win, whereas the Hurricanes are going to be down a game. So will the Kanto Suns be able to go 2-0, or will Rain douse the Son of Torkoal?
It will be one. This one will also be a weather war for the history books, and as we've said, this game, weather war never changes.
Weather war never changes. Thank you for watching First Paced. Actually, Wiz, do you have any closing thoughts here, or is it weather war never changes?
I think I just said my closing thoughts.
Thank you for watching First Paced. If you've gotten this far in the video, please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
I sure hope they like and subscribe so that we can afford PP ups.
No, yeah, we really do need to go into those teams and change those 5. I think Goldango may still only have 5 Make It Rain.
Not nearly enough rain.
Oh, because it's going to be raining in the next battle.
This is what we call foreshadowing in the business.
Oh, I gotta do my Duolingo.
I also was getting Duolingo angry at me throughout that game, saying like,
"Yo, he's counting down. This is terrifying."
Yeah, I know.
Duo
made me do 6 in a row last week, the other day, because in order to get my streak back.
If I don't do it in the next 36 minutes, he says he's gonna kill my family. Is that right?
He gets angrier and angrier. It's really something else. I'm gonna do Hiragana.
Oh, he's got like glowing eyes now. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I have like the widget in my phone just because like.
Me too. Yeah, it's pretty.
That's terrifying.